Tarantino movie's coming out about Charles Manson.
Came out.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking Friday. It came out today. And by the way, this is a fucking monologue, not a fucking dialogue. So please let me tell my jokes. Thank you very much.
Saw it last night.
Really? What do you do? Are you gonna sing a nice long song about your girlfriend so that I could go outside and smoke a cigarette later?
Yes.
Is that your plan?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any kids? Drown them in patchouli oil for me, please. And let me do my bit. So anyways, there's a Manson movie coming out today. Some people might not know who Charles Manson is. This is very weird. Charles Manson at one point in time in history was the world's biggest Beatles fan. A lot of people wear t-shirts and listen to the albums and stuff, but Charles Manson believed that the White Album was a prophecy predicting an apocalyptic race war that would destroy society. So his followers murdered a bunch of white people in order to instigate this race war. And then in the 80s, they asked Manson about the Beatles, and he's like, I don't really like them anymore. I'm kind of into country music now. That's my thing. But Manson died the same week that David Cassidy died, which is weird to me because when I was a kid, I used to confuse the two of them. A lot of people don't know who David Cassidy is. David Cassidy sang for the Partridge Family, which was a television show in the early 1970s. It was a family of musicians. They would travel around Southern California in a renovated school bus. They would get into adventures and sing songs, and occasionally they would break into some rich people's houses and murder all the white people inside. I don't know. I didn't really watch the show. I was a Brady Bunch fan. I liked Alice. She was a hoot. Alice was a hoot.
Based on a true story.
Alice was a hoot, Rat Zone. I don't know martial arts. Calm down. Anyways, where the fuck was I? So anyways, the Manson murders were supposedly the end of the 1960s. But I don't believe that's true. I think what ended the 1960s was 1970. That's what I think. But he has a lot of fans, Manson, still. When he died, there was a lot of rest in peace, you know? The guy from System of a Down was like, rest in peace, Charles Manson. And a lot of people gave him shit for it on Twitter. And his defense was, hey man, it's not about the murders. I think Charles Manson was a musical genius. He wasn't. I really liked his environmental message. He was like Al Gore, you know. If Al Gore carved a swastika into his forehead and ran around going booga booga booga. The truth is most cults are boring. Day in, day out, you're just running errands pretty much. You know, some guy named Keith says he's God. Now you're picking up Keith's laundry once a week. You know? Now the last day in a cult is the most exciting day of your life because it usually involves setting other people on fire. But up until that point, it's pretty much an unpaid internship. But the Manson family, they had dune buggies, they were dropping acid, they were having orgies, and here's the most important part, Manson, this smelly little midget, was constantly surrounded by women. They weren't that bad looking either. Squeaky Fromm was an 8, I'd say. You know, a homeless 9. I think that was the real secret to his success. But this is what I don't get about the White Album, and I don't understand why Manson never questioned this. If no one will be watching us, then why would we do it in the road in the first place? What's the point of doing it in the road if no one's watching you? You could just go to a hotel where there's not gum on the road. Why don't we do it in a hotel? No one will be watching us. All right, thanks, guys.